Welcome back to the AtomicPages PHP video tutorial series. We're going to continue on looking at the different comparison operators that you can use in your Boolean expressions. So right here, I have a less than sign. Now another one I want to show you is equal. Now you don't use one equal sign because what this would do is set test to test2. As we learned before, the one equal sign is used to set variables. So this is a common mistake that you can run into if you accidentally put this, but what you really need to do is you need two equal signs to test if these are equal. So here, in this case, since test is 1 and test2 is 2, these are not equal to each other, so we should see that this expression will execute, and we see that it returned false. Now if these were both equal to each other, you would see that it returns true. So that's an important thing to remember. Now another one that we have is called not equal. And not equal, you use an exclamation point and then an equal sign. So if these are not equal, this Boolean expression will return true. So since right now they are equal, this will return false. So if I save and preview, you'll see it returned false. Now, as I showed you before, we have less than, and then likewise we have greater than, and then we have less than or equal to, which you do by a less than sign and then an equal sign, or greater than or equal to. And then lastly, we have an identical operator, and that's with 3 equal signs. Now, this one is a little bit different than the 2 equal sign that we talked about before. Right now, these two are identical because when you use the identical operator, it tests that the two things are equal to each other, but not only that, it also checks that they are the same variable type. So right now, if we test this, you will see that it returns true. But notice, if we make this first variable into a double instead of an integer, you'll see now, even though 2.0 would equal to, 2.0 is not identical to 2. So if I preview in Chrome, you will see the expression is false, whereas if I had 2 equal signs, this expression would have been true. So that's a slight difference between equals and identical. Now, after you know about comparison operators, there's also the logical operators. And that's so that you can have more than one Boolean expression connected together to form a larger Boolean expression. So, if we want to have this, and then we put and, then we can put a whole nother thing here. We can do, let's say we have a test3, and we set that to 5. Now, let's do test2 is less than test3. And you'll see now both of these expressions need to be true in order for the entire Boolean expression to execute to true. Right now, test does equal test2, and test2 is less than test3. So right now, this would execute to true. But notice, if we made this identical here, then even though this one is still true, the entire expression would return false, because with this AND operator here, it has to have both of these expressions true. Now there's also the OR operator. That's like this. Now, either there's three things that would make this whole thing return true. Either this one is true and this one is not true, or this one is true and this one is not true, or they are both true. So, right now, if we preview in Chrome, you will see that the expression is right now true, because even though this one is not true, this one is true. So this means OR. Now, there's a couple more I want to show you, and that's XOR. Now, in this case, only one and only one of them can be true. So this one is true and this one's not true, or this one is true and this one's not true. But if both of them are true, then it would be false. So right now, if I put them both true, right now both of these expressions are true, and I preview in Chrome, you will see the expression is false because both of them are true and we need only one of them to be true. Now, one more operator I want to show you is the opposite operator, and that is just an exclamation point. You can put that in front of a Boolean expression and it will just flip it to the opposite. So right now, as we just saw, this one was false because both of them are true, and we're using the XOR here, and this one switches that to the opposite, this exclamation point here. So if we save and preview, you'll see the expression is true because this flips it to the opposite.